Good morning, everyone. How are you guys today? It's a beautiful, beautiful, snowy Saturday.
It ain't beautiful outside. What you talking about? No beauty outside.
The snow is pretty.
I mean, the snow is pretty if it was covered. Is it covering the street? No, it's not covering the street. So now it looks messy. It looks a mess. I don't want no parts of it. I'm allergic to. Remember, I used to tell you that I'm allergic to snow. I would go to Baltimore. Remember when I lived in North Carolina, I used to say I'm allergic to snow. I wouldn't come to Baltimore because I'm allergic to snow.
I love snow. I mean, I snow cool. I don't really care for it, but it looks pretty. But it's not sticking to the streets or nothing.
Yeah, that's when it's pretty. Like, I like that, like, around the wintertime, like, in Christmas when the snow is covering everything. That's when it's pretty. But now it is kind of like close to spring. I'm gonna need you to act right. Especially because people don't know how to drive. People be scaring the heck out of me.
Time go up tomorrow. Remember, spring forward. Set your clocks an hour ahead before you go to bed tonight. Also,
most people,
March the 20th, which is next Sunday, is the first day of spring. Can you believe it?
Ooh, I'm ready.
March the 20th is the first day of spring. Cell phone automatically.
Yeah, that's what I can say. Your cell phone automatically set the time. But you know what though? For some reason, Baltimore, it don't never feel like spring when spring come. It be tricky up here.
Mm-hmm.
It be tricky up here. I don't like nothing about it.
We gotta wait till after March over.
After March, that's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
But then then you get all the rain and whatnot.
Right. All the stupid rain in April. But the weather supposed to be looking at like tomorrow. Also, if you guys would like to come out, I don't know why I'm inviting people like it's my thing, but it's the St. Patrick's Day parade in Baltimore tomorrow. So you guys should come on out. You guys are listening downtown. It starts at 2. I think it'll be something fun for the kids and the family to do.
Because it's the weekend. Okay.
Yeah. The parade is tomorrow at 2:00. So I plan on going.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You going ball hopping? That's what you doing. You gonna act like you average for the day.
I am.
You don't make no day sense.
I'm a ball hop.
So listen, where you ball hopping at? Down Fells Point or down the harbor?
Probably Fells Point, Canton area.
You know what? I wonder if that little area, right there where the Discovery Zone is. That used to be a nice little. Yeah, that little area right there with all the balls. That used to be a nice little area to ball hop.
Power plant?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still popping.
So it's like
there's quite a few events going on down there too. Like last CIIA weekend, they had a Mardi Gras crawl down there. I think at the end of this month, on the 27th or something like that, they having a mimosa crawl. It's
everybody doing
a lot of stuff going on down there. It'd be a lot of things going on down at the power plant that a lot of people don't know about.
Everybody was doing a Mardi Gras crawl last week. A lot of people doing a Mardi Gras thing last week.
Yeah, the Mardi Gras crawl was pretty cool. I didn't get a chance to go. I wanted to go, but I didn't get a chance to go.
Well, why not? Because you had to work.
No, because I had forgot all about it, and I had other plans. It was CIAA weekend, so everything was all black. So yeah.
Okay.
It was an all black weekend.
Okay.
You know, supporting my black businesses. So,
yes. Yeah. Yes.
Supporting all my black entrepreneurs out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think there's like a mimosa crawl coming up next weekend or something like that. The weekend after next, anyway. But yeah, they have a lot of stuff going on down there. Tons of events going on down there. It's really cool. But it still be popping, you know, Ram's Head and Power Plant and all those different bars down there. It be tons and tons and tons of people. So, and they always having little cute events in Baltimore. That's the thing I love about this place. Like, there's always something going on here. It's always a party. It's always a little nice event to go to. I don't like when people be like, "Oh, Baltimore." Like, there's so much shit going on in this city. So many positive things. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's the news. The news is what deter people from coming outside or coming around and doing certain things.
Absolutely. You know, the news definitely be having people thinking that this is the worst place in the world. Every city has crime. Every major city where there are multiple people and tons of people, there's gonna be crime. Right. There's gonna be crime no matter where you go, no matter what you do. There's gonna be some crime. But of course, it's just like, oh, you know, you living here, so what they say. Not all the news. Those dumbass people that make the dumb people that make the news.
Right. Good morning.
Good morning, Sandra. Thank you for tuning in. Sandra, how are you today? Yeah, it's the dumb people that make the news. Like, you know.
All right. That's what I can say. It's who they be putting on the news. That's what they be picking. They be like, let's go over here.
Why the fuck y'all putting her on the news? Like,
right. Like, let's go. Like, let's go over here. She don't got no teeth. Let's go over here.
Right. She ain't got no teeth. Let's go hang out with her. Let's go see what she doing. Like, what? Make it make sense. But we have a great show for you guys today.
Yes.
You want to, talk about your guests?
Yeah, so we still.
ShaChena is a ShaChena.
Yeah, ShaChena. Yeah, so we still. So I feel like we still celebrating Black History. I'm still celebrating Black History. I feel
Black History is 365 days of a year.
But
not confined to 28 days.
You know, everybody forgot and they done went to St. Patrick's Day.
You know how we do. You know.
Everybody that forgot it went to St. Patrick's Day. But I think I just feel like I just want to keep celebrating, keep pushing it, off and keep, inspiring people and just mentioning, hey, listen, celebrate your Blackness, honey. Celebrate your how you say it? Your melanin. Celebrate your melanin. Here we go. Celebrate your melanin. Look, it's too early.
Love how she was so pumped to celebrate that. Right.
I was not. Is he talking about me or you? Because I wasn't pumped to celebrate.
I'm not Irish, but I like other people's cultures. That's their culture, just in general. Yeah, right. Thank you.
Yeah.
But I like celebrating other, and I like parades. I love parades. I'm so mad that they took away the Black History Parade. I'm so mad. I mean, not the Black History, the Martin Luther King Parade. I love parades. Like, I'm from a small town, and that was really
it was.
That was like the highlight of our nights.
It was.
I'm from an itty bitty town in Mississippi, and I don't know what's in my throat. I'm from an itty bitty town in Mississippi, and it's like, for us, we lived that Friday night lights type thing, like football and basketball. You know, like it was really a lot of like we was really like into that kind of stuff. And so when we did parades and things, it was definitely something that we loved to do. I loved to do that as a kid, and I kind of loved it to do it more when I moved here because I'm like, oh wow, they always having a goddamn parade. You know, when I first moved here, you would just be, you know, walking down the street and then bam, some random ass band is marching down the fucking road and shit. Like, what y'all marching for? They don't know what they marching for. They just march.
You stupid. They just marching. I was here for the parades.
Michael said
that's how they rehearse.
Black women in particular. I love to celebrate.
Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw that too. I keep seeing it on Facebook.
Oh, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know. But yeah, like, you know, it was just like, oh, like it's a random ass parade coming down the street. Like, I like stuff like that.
Oh, God, you stupid.
When they have like Christmas parades, like
that's what I was getting ready to say. I like them. The holiday parades they used to have. We lived in North Carolina, and you know they always had it off of Main Street. And we lived when we was down in North Carolina. We lived off of Main Street, so all we had to do was literally sit on our porch, and the kids used to come out there for the Christmas parade, the Thanksgiving parade. Girl, they had so many festivals.
Now that was the name
I
of the
love
street
them
y'all
festivals.
was Main Street, or you saying y'all lived off a Main Street?
Off a Main Street, off Main Street in Fairmont. We lived off Main Street, so because you know most small towns, that's where they had the parade off of Main Street. Yeah, it was Main Street.
Oh, okay.
That was the name of the street, Main Street. So we lived off of Main Street. You ever watch them the Lifetime movies or the Hallmark movies? They always had the parade off of Main Street.
Just like that.
Yeah. So they always
got one grocery store. My hometown's so little. We got one grocery store. We got like 5 gas stations.
They had two.
We had 2 red lights. Now we got 1.
They had 2.
We got a whole bunch of non-name brand shit that y'all probably never heard of. Never.
You said a whole bunch of, you know,
we got Rite Aids and stuff like that. In my hometown, we got something called Fred's. Y'all ain't never heard of Fred. That's what it's called in my hometown.
I think theirs was, what was theirs? Theirs was something weird too. It was one little, so they had a Walgreens. They had like a mini shopping center that they had a Walgreens in. But they still had one off of Main Street. It was named after some old person who I guess passed down through the family. One of those family pharmacies. Girl, I wasn't going to that pharmacy. I went to Walgreens because I don't trust you. I don't know what you got going on. Because why all the old people, why everybody keep dying in the town? Because y'all up there mixing. Mixing up medications and stuff.
Like a hospital, but don't nobody go there, baby. Don't nobody go
That's
to that
what hospital. I get ready to say. You gotta go hours out to the hospital. The
closest town to us was 45 minutes away. So, and that town has about a population of maybe 50,000 people. Whereas my hometown,
How close was the hospital?
If you want to go to a decent hospital, it's 45 minutes away.
You was gonna die if you got shot. You was dying.
Yeah. I mean, we have a hospital in my town, but it's not something where they are. It's not like it's a trauma center, if that makes sense. You know, it's just a hospital. It's just a hospital.
So they would still have to transport you out if it was something major.
You would still have to get transported to the major hospital, which was about 45 minutes away. Yeah,
that's what they had to do for Gemma.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like, my hometown is so little. Like, we don't have nothing. Like, we don't have a McDonald's or the most.
That's a Piggly Wiggly. When I moved to North Carolina, I didn't know what to do myself. I was excited.
Hey, you can change the name of the Piggly Wiggly. The Piggly Wiggly is some other shit now.
It's IGA or something like that. IGF.
No, I think the store in my hometown is named Ramsey's now. I'm telling you, something you never heard of. We had a store called Sunflower. Sunflower used to be my shit. Sunflower was a really nice store. Then we had Piggly Wiggly. We had 2 grocery stores when I grew up. But then now I think the other grocery store shut down. And so it's only one grocery store now. And they got a Pizza Hut, though. I felt like they coming up on that. They got a Pizza Hut. They had a Subway. A Subway.
Yeah, they had a Subway. They had a Subway, a McDonald's.
We got like $5 Generals. We got Dollar Generals everywhere.
Yes. Why do every small town got Dollar Generals?
Mm-hmm.
Why do every small town got Dollar Generals? You can find Dollar General everywhere in almost any small town. When I used to drive down the because we lived 30 minutes outside of Myrtle Beach when we lived in North Carolina. So we would take the side road. The back road was easy to take. We would take the back road, and literally almost every town we drove through going to Myrtle Beach from Fairmont, you found a Dollar General, because I had to stop a couple times. Like, oh shoot, I forgot some goggles, or I forgot something, sunscreen or something. I knew I was going to find a Dollar General somewhere off some side street. I don't know what.
I don't know why every small town got a Dollar General. They make sure they got several Dollar Generals.
Oh Jesus, that is
I think funny. We have two. I think we have $2 Generals in my town.
Did you have to go in the city? Did you have to go in the city to go to the hair store?
Yeah, we don't have any hair stores in my small town.
That's why I gotta say you had to go in town.
No. So what we call in town is my town. Like, so.
Oh God, no.
So we live I'm from the country, so it's like what we call downtown is town. We call it town. Like, we going to town.
Yeah.
Do other things like go to a Walmart or go to a hair store, we have to go to another city to go there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Country.
So we don't have country, honey. Google, it's called Prentice, Mississippi. Mississippi. That's where I'm from. So it's so we don't have like a hair store in town. Like, I think somebody got like a little boutique. Them country bitches don't know how to dress. So
they don't. Oh Jesus, they don't. They opened that one hair store. They opened one hair store when we was living in North Carolina, and it was the hair store that the people that actually opened the hair store, I think it was like an African lady or something. But everything was outdated. Like, she was so outdated, and she had like the cheapest of cheapest hair. I'm like, oh my God, you the only store, and this is what you gonna do to us?
Another thing is, they don't, like, how we going to the bar, they don't call it the bar, they call it the liquor store. So when I be like, we going to the bar, like where the bar, they be like, well, you want to go sit down and have a drink? I'm like, no, I want to go buy me some liquor. So I have to remember, I'm going to the liquor store. And there, they sell beer and shit at the gas station. So for them, drink beers all day. They don't know about no liquor. Like, they liquor, might.
Right. No, I need to find a liquor store.
Your fancy uncle, your little wealthy off, or your well-off uncle or aunt, they got liquor. Country bumpkin ass cousins go to the gas station and get some beer.
They should get
some beer. That's how it is.
They go get the beer.
They're looking at you like, oh, bitch, you think you better than us because you drink liquor? No, bitch, I don't drink no beer.
It did. The liquor store close earlier than everything. I used to be so bad. The liquor store.
And then y'all not open up on Sunday? Are you fucking kidding me? This is ghetto. Girl. I hate when I go there.
No,
when I
that
go
was
there,
ghetto when you wanted to be open on Sunday.
When I go there, I make sure I get my liquor on Saturday night or whatever I'm drinking for Sunday.
I did that too. When we went down there for David, we went down there and stayed with David mother for them 2 weeks, girl, all the way in town. I stopped at Walmart in the liquor store. I loaded up my daggone car. I said, I am not coming back in town.
We live, and then my family lived like 10 minutes from the damn town. You got to go down these long ass roads, and then they live off a road, off another road, in the back of another road.
That was David Gerber's house. You got to go off the road.
Off the road, to another road, and then they got a road named after them. Like, how y'all get this road named after y'all?
Remember when we took that girls' road trip to Myrtle Beach and we got lost off that side road? I almost ran out of gas because somebody ain't look at the gas tank. We ain't gonna call no names. Somebody didn't pay attention to the gas tank, and so they almost had us run out of gas. I ain't gonna point no fingers.
I miss those girls' trips. I
ain't gonna point no fingers.
Because I wasn't driving.
It was me. I ain't gonna lie, it was me.
Right. It wasn't me, because I don't never drive on no girls' trip. I ain't driving, bitch. I'm a passenger.
Oh God, it was sweet. I was rolling. Once I got on that bank road, I knew where I was at. I was rolling. I swear I did not want. I ain't pay attention to that gas tank until
we about to run out of damn gas.
And then remember we stopped at some little country, like it was some country liquor store. And when we got out, all these boys that was coming out of the store, they went back in the store and found us in the
what y'all drinking? Nothing that you can afford. Sorry.
Right. They see them tags.
Those days, man, pre-COVID. COVID has fucked up everybody's life, man. Fuck that.
Right.
We just tore our lives apart. But we are about to bring on our guest.
Yes. So let me give y'all a little bit.
Rehab, you want to read her bio?
Yeah, I'm gonna read her bio. I'm gonna read a little bit because it was a lot. So we have ShaChena. She's the CEO of Sisters Rising Women Business Association. All right, and a little bit about her organization, helping women find the diamond in their destiny. Now, before I go any further, that was cute. I want to read that again. Helping women find their diamond, who is her daughter, in their destiny, who is also her daughter.
Oh, okay.
That is cute, right? Okay. Yeah, and it says, so it says it was founded in 2003. It says ShaChena Gibbs found her passion by becoming passionate about entrepreneurship. Real Sisters Rising Women Business Association is an organization composed of women with the intentional goal of assisting other women with rising up to their fullest potential. I like that. Real Sisters Rising Women Business Association's original purpose was just to help women become entrepreneurs. However, ShaChena enhanced her knowledge and expertise in the entrepreneurial industry. So did the version of Real Sisters Rising Women Business Association. Today, the goal is to assist women to become financially literate, empowered, become more involved in their communities as leaders. I like that. I definitely want to be one of those people that become more involved in my community and, to actually stick out as a leader. And how to deal with issues of poverty and lack of having to provide for their families. That is really good. I like that too. I like that it's kind of like a uplifting organization. It just help women, just do their best. And then lastly, it says, I didn't even know where I'm at.
That is
real.
That is.
Huh?
Sandra said that's cute. I said, yeah, that's really, really cute. The name.
Yeah. So Real Sisters Rising is focused on assisting women through the transition of taking control of their financial challenges. They do a lot. It sounds like they do a lot. I can't wait to get her on here so she can really, get into it and really give, some informative information, because
I'm gonna read the rest of it. So I was reading it earlier this week, and I'm like, okay, because I really was like, when she hit me with the financial literacy, because a lot of us don't know how to be financially responsible. I can say honestly, in my defense, I'm one of them people. I don't know how to be financially responsible. I don't know how to, do that. So for me, being financially literate is about being more aware, finding a balance between.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's like a balance.
How to deal with, what I need to take care of first and how to do this. And then my self-care, So for me, like, oh, okay, I need to figure out what I need to do for myself, because a lot of times, like I tell my son all the time, I didn't grow up with someone teaching me how to do these things. Nobody taught. And for me, most of the time in my family, we didn't talk about financial things. They didn't teach children how to count money and how to save money and how to find that balance between paying bills and doing what you got to do. You know, we didn't have that. We didn't have that growing up. So a lot of Black people I know did not have any type of financial anything. Like I said previously before, you know, in our families, they hide our social security numbers from us. You know, a lot of us didn't know our social security numbers till we was 18, 19 years old. You know what I'm saying?
I like how our backgrounds. I like how we've been best friends for so long and our backgrounds are so different because in my household, you know, my mother, she initially taught us about, you know, looking for jobs, how to look for jobs, just how to do resumes, just simple stuff to be able to, you know, get through life, you know, when as an adult, you know, and be able to do those things on our own, be able to balance, you know, certain concepts of life that a lot of kids come out here and they don't know. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to register for college. They don't know about these things. So I think
I try to teach Jalen that now. Like, you know, I was telling him he wants to get a car and he wants to have it financed. And I was explaining to him, like, when you get a car and you can't make them car payments, they don't just wipe away. You know, it don't just go away because you can't pay it. You know, if you tell them come pick the car up and they come back and get the car, they're not going to just wipe your balance away. You still got to pay them. So I wanted to teach him more so, like, you know, how to be more financially responsible. And I love that she has that piece onto her in her thing, you know, especially with women, because women nowadays don't know how to be financially resposible. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and bring on Miss ShaChena Gibbs.
ShaChena.
From
Miss ShaChena Gibbs.
Hi.
Hey.
How are you?
We can't hear you. Hit your unmute. No.
All right. But I'm excited. You know, I can't wait to see what she has to say. A lot of us, a lot of Black people are just, like I was saying, are just, can you see? Yeah, we can see her.
No, not no more. We can't.
Oh.
No.
Oh, you said before. But yeah, I like to see. I like to hear people teach other people how to be more financial, and even in men don't know how to be financially literate either. You know, a lot of men don't know about credit. A lot of men don't know about keeping their finances together, balancing the checkbook, and doing things.
But what I wanted to bring up was that a lot of people don't realize that, you know, being financially, you know, stability or you know, being in a better financial situation is part of self-care. It's part of self-care because you got to think about it. You got to think about stress from not knowing whether you're going to pay your bills. You got to think about, you know, if somebody lost their job, all that is self-care. That really wears on your mental. That really wears on your mental state. In terms of balance, if you're not financially stable, you like all over the place. It's chaos. It's complete chaos.
I believe the issue was that our parents lacked the knowledge, so they couldn't give it to us. I'm so glad we're changing that for our children. Absolutely. I'm definitely trying to change that for my son.
Hey, ShaChena.
How are you?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, good.
How
are you this morning?
I'm doing good.
That's
good.
It's so nice to have you on.
Yes.
We're going to jump right into it. So just tell us about your business, how you came about, and what it means.
Okay. It's like y'all can hear me, but now y'all have gotten lower. I don't know what's going on with the sound. So,
can you hear us at all, or?
Huh?
Can you hear us at all?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's just low.
Okay.
So I know you actually said for me to tell you about myself and Real Sisters Rising. So I was
Yeah.
listening to you ladies since the show started. So I just want to say thank you for having me on. And
You're welcome.
it's really an honor. But I wanted to touch
You're
on
welcome.
some things that you ladies said, but I'm going to introduce myself.
Okay.
So my name is ShaChena Gibbs. I am based in New York. I started Real Sisters Rising two in 2003 via a Yahoo group. I've always had an entrepreneur spirit. So, when I started this Yahoo group, it was advised to me by a counselor, a business counselor, to go do some research about women business organizations. Because I told her what I wanted to do in business, and she said, "It sounds like you want to start an, women's group." I was like, "No, I don't, because I don't want to manage no women, because that's what it sounds like in my head, right?"
Right.
Years later, I had to look back like that. That's exactly what I'm doing, you know. And all I started doing was when I was researching information about business, I was sharing it in the Yahoo, not realizing that I was positioning myself as this leader because people started coming to me, asking me questions, or asking me like if I shared um, a resource, they know how they can apply it to their business or a project that they're currently doing, right. The other thing was a lot of the women were single parents. So they, how can I balance having a child and build a business from home? Right?
Mhm.
I've
Mhm.
been doing this since we started from home. I don't have a physical office like a corporate office. I've been doing this from home with my laptop, my cell phone. So I could build my business anywhere I go. So that's
Mm-hmm.
how Real Sisters Rising started. And throughout the years, it grew. It was just, online. At the time, it was manual. People had to mail me in applications and money
Oh wow.
orders. Now everything is just automated. So, there was growth and transition since 2003 to 2022. And any business you start is going to be just like that. You're going to start, how they say, at the bottom, and you work your way up to
Mhm.
the top.
I was say
I have two
absolutely.
daughters. I know you mentioned Destiny and Diamond. And
Yeah.
Destiny is the oldest, Diamond's the youngest. They both adult daughters now.
Yeah.
um, so one day, me and a friend, we were doing like a 24-hour work section at my house where I used to live in the Bronx, right? And we was trying to come up with a slogan for Real Sisters Rising. And she
Hmm.
looked up at their pictures and she said something, and then I added something else, and then we came up with helping women find the diamond in their destiny. And
Got you.
it was probably like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we stayed up 24 hours working on websites and all these things for both our clients. And we hadn't gotten sleep. We was just like red eye and just start coming up with
Oh
ideas.
God.
That's how that came about. So yeah,
I love the dedication. I really love the
Me too.
dedication, just you just saying, how much work you put into it. But one of the questions that I wanted
Yeah.
to ask is
yeah.
this something that was more personal to you that made you want to, just start helping women? Or like where did it initially come from?
Well, for me, it was like we have entrepreneurship in our blood. It's just there. That's what I've seen
Absolutely.
growing up, right? Family
Absolutely.
in the music industry. My
Absolutely.
grandfather, he had everybody, like a lot of people had their own businesses. They didn't
Right.
directly tell me this is how you start a business, this is how you be an entrepreneur. But I don't remember too many people going to work.
Right.
So
Right.
I started picking
Right.
up on certain things without realizing. So when I was like 12, around that age, me and my sisters, we used to, how you play dolls and stuff. I was literally telling them we had a business and y'all all have your own little businesses, right? And they, you do what you like in your business, you do what you like in your business. Real Sisters Rising, it basically is the same concept. It's an organization
Mm-hmm.
with all the women with their own businesses that I consider to be my sisters, right? So it just
Mm-hmm.
fell in line. And I always try to do, oh my God, I have a book called, which one is the book? One of the books, Unlock Your Dreams. Oh, is it here? Okay. This book. Can't really see it. Black Brilliance, Unlock Your Dreams. In this book, I basically go through all these different, I call them missions, entrepreneur missions. Like you have go to all these different jobs until you figure out the job you want. So all these different entrepreneur missions, and all of them was in a way helping someone else, right?
Okay.
So when I was learning something, I felt like, oh, somebody out there might want to know. You know, I figured out how to master something with my daughters when they were young, and I'm building a business, right? Someone else is gonna know that. Like we have children that are, you know, they're busy, and you trying to focus on doing a podcast or something, but your child needs your attention, right? So I used to have my chapter meetings in my house while my children were there, and people was like, they behave so well. It's because they got used to the routine of it. When I had conference calls, I would include, like Diamond used to pick names out the hat or whatever for raffles. You know, I'll try to include them, but I had timed them, like, so you know how long your child's gonna take a nap. You know how long, if you gave them a game to play, you knew how long that game was going to keep them occupied. So then you know how long it's gonna take you to get something done. But some people can't, you know, they don't realize that at the time to learn that balance. And you might be a wife, you have to learn that, because then it makes the whole family dynamics better if you understand. If you include other family members in your business and you also include them in your schedule.
Absolutely.
So
can you say the name of that? Can you say the name of that book again?
ShaChena Gibbs.
The name of the book.
The book.
Yeah, the name of the book.
It's called Black Brilliance. No, because I see in the chat says say her name again. Can you see it?
No, the name of the book. It was the name.
So you want me to type it in
Black
the chat?
Brilliance.
Yeah, you can type it in the chat.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Can you tell us where you can find that book?
You can buy it on my website, realsistersrising.com, and go to
it's your book.
Yes. So
she said it was her book.
I thought she was saying like a book that she was.
No,
I thought she was saying like a book you was reading.
No. In this book, I have this book is a collaboration project. So several authors in there. And my chapter, what I talk about is the different entrepreneur missions that I have.
So
Sandra said, "This is literally my life right now. I love it." Right. Yay, Sandra, we love it for you, girl.
So just a little bit of insight, guys. Just to go back to ShaChena talking about, you know, what she saw initially around her that kind of made her was, you know, the different entrepreneurs that were within the family. She is actually a family member of mine. She's actually my cousin. And that's kind of what kind of influenced me to start seeing the same thing, seeing all the entrepreneurs around me. I see her on Facebook all the time. I see her, you know, doing, she does, she goes out and she talks and speaks to, you know, speak to the public about different things. So that really just seeing that as well, that whole dynamic of all of our family just out doing stuff. I kind of felt the same thing that she felt. I felt like, okay, I need to do something. Look at my family. I want to do something. Just some insight, guys.
For me, my family we don't have entrepreneurs in my family. We have a bunch of people who, like I said, I grew up in the South. So for us, it was like graduate and go to work, you know, go to college, get a degree and go right to work. Nobody has ever branched out and gotten their own business and own a business. You know, for my mom's side, I don't really know my dad's side, but for my mom's side of the family, we're workers. We're just work. Nobody, I can honestly say, I can't think of anybody in my immediate circle who is an entrepreneur. We don't talk about things like that in my family, you know, and we talk about things like that. We were brought up to graduate, go to college, and go to work, you know. Get out here and go to work for somebody else. We wasn't taught to chase your dreams. So I don't even know if anybody in my family had a dream to want to own their own business, if that was something that they wanted to do. So for me, becoming an entrepreneur myself, it was kind of like, I had to be around people. My friends motivated me to become a business owner, to start something. Because at first, like even a year and a half ago, I can remember me saying, I will never own a business. I ain't never getting up, going to open up no business and do nothing for no, I can't do that. I'm a regular 9-to-5 worker. I don't mind being that. But now having my own, I see like, this is really dope. Like, this is really cool. But we don't have that in my family. You know, we have a lot of hard workers, a lot of people with degrees, but we don't do that. Nick said, you do. We just typically call it a business.
Sometimes it takes for a life situation to push you to get into say business.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I wanted to say, my grandfather, praise God for him. Grandpa Otis, he is going to be 101 this year, right?
Wow.
And growing up, he had several grocery stores in Harlem and Brooklyn. He had barbershops and stuff. And I was a little girl, me and my little sister, we used to be in the back of the store running around and stuff, right? And so I remember, then as I got older, I realized those was his stores. I thought they was my grandmother's store. Right? Because, you know, we did what we want. And as we got older, we go in the stores, take candy, do what we want, right? And then my oldest daughter, when I had her, I think he had one store then. It was across the street from Harlem Hospital, and we used to go in there and sit there for a couple of hours. But it's still, even though I was dabbing into entrepreneurship, it wasn't like I wasn't doing it hardcore. So what happened when I had the oldest daughter, you know, life happened. So it's like I didn't trust nobody to babysit, right? So I had to figure something out. So one thing I did know is I could braid hair, right? So I started braiding dudes here in my house. And they was paying me good money because they was giving big tips, right? But then I had to stop because I'm like, it's just me and my daughter. I can't have these guys come into my house because this is like my dreams, right? In my so even though nothing bad happened, I had a feeling, so I stopped, right? Then me and my sisters, we started baking cakes from home and selling it to the stores so the stores can sell it to their customers. Right, I was selling candy. I was selling all kinds of stuff, doing all kinds of things. Then I started doing graphic design. Then I have several different types of jobs. When I was at these jobs, they would want to fire me because I was telling them how to do their job, right? So, you know, it was like, okay, you're not meant to work for nobody.
Right, that's what I was going to say.
You know, because you're supposed to get mad because now you teach me something at work when I was working. You teach me something, I do it, and then I get bored. Okay, now you got to teach me something else. Because if you giving me a 9-to-5 and I finish my work before 11, what you think I'm going to do the rest of the day? I want to learn something else.
That's me.
Yeah.
So it's not much I can do. And so, you know, I became unemployable. So I said, you know, I really got to get focused and decide what I'm going to do. So when I went, like I said, I went to a counselor. It used to be a place in the Bronx called the Women Business Resource Center, and they closed down. But when I went there, the lady said that's what she told me. You know, you want to start this, and I was like, no, that's not what I want to do. She said, do your research. And I even went through doing business cards, flyers, club flyers, all that, websites, everything. So what happened? All the stuff that I've learned, I'm able to now go teach my experiences to other people, especially single moms, or, you know, not just single moms, women with children, or, you know, I work with some men too, but primarily I work with women. And I became, you know, a coach, a mentor, and, you know, we started the organization. It was strictly online, and throughout the years we grew, and people would ask me, you know, how do you manage your business while you have kids, right? And that's the way, you know, I was sharing a different way. So one time we had a meeting at my house, and one of the ladies, her son was there, and we're talking face to face. Her son, probably in the 4th grade at that time, he grabs her face and turns it to him because he didn't want her to talk to him, right? So I said to myself, these are the things that, you know, we need to help with, because if you building a business, your children need to be a part and understand what's going on in the
Absolutely.
process,
Absolutely.
right?
Right.
So after, she, dealt with her son, and I talked to her privately, I explained to her, some things she can do to help, make him understand what was going on, because him and my daughter was in the same class. So I know he will understand. Because my daughter
Right.
understood, right? Then I heard you talking earlier about financial literacy. I wasn't, I learned it indirectly from family,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? Because we grew up poor, but we wasn't poor. You understand?
Right. Right.
You know, and so I started paying attention because I am on my mother's side. I am the oldest cousin, so I started paying attention to a lot of things that was going on, and I started asking questions and doing my own research. Growing up with the family I have, the elders, they don't tell the children a lot of information. So
No,
I
they
was the
don't.
nosy one, right?
Right.
I was the one that sit in front of the door while they talk. So, like a lot of my uncles' music, they used to be in their
You
practice.
said that
I used to be on
before.
the
You
floor right
said that
outside
before.
the door learning the music. And they like, I know that. So, I was the nosy one, right? So that's how I learned about a lot of things. And if Black Brilliance is not on there, I can get it for you. I don't see it up there since you pulled up the screen. If anybody's interested in Black Brilliance, let me know. Um, I'm gonna put it up. I thought it was up there. But yeah, so financial literacy is very important because back with our parents, most of our parents, they don't really teach us about building credit and how important credit
Right.
was. In some
Right.
cases, they didn't even know, right? We can't hold that against them.
Right.
Um,
Right.
they only can teach you what they know. And if
Right.
they know how to get a job, they can teach you about getting a job, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
And sometimes they know about entrepreneurship or being a business owner, but maybe it didn't work for somebody. So now they don't want that to carry on to their children. They don't want that didn't work. So
Right.
we're not going to do that, right?
Right.
But financial literacy can go, you can look at it in several different ways. You can look at it as far as like being financially literate. If you're working, how to save money, how to budget your household. Um, some people live beyond their means. So one thing I tell my oldest daughter, because she believes in entrepreneurship. However, she's more of a person who likes to work, right? So I tell her, when you look for a job, first understand how much money you need to maintain your living expenses, right?
Mm.
Yep.
Once you know that, how much money you need to just say have fun or emergency or whatever. And then once you put that together, decide how much money you need per month and how much you need to get paid. See, what most people do is they take any job or a job and then they turn around and say, I need a second job. So if you
Right.
go,
Mhm.
you understand how much you need to maintain your life where you're happy, even if you the type of person who likes to go on vacations, put that in that plan and then say, okay, I need to make $40,000. $28,000 is not going to get it for me. I need $50,000. Whatever it is, go look for that type
Definitely.
of job that's going to pay you that amount of money.
Definitely.
And if you don't have the skills, go. There's so many free resources out here for you to take online courses or attend a local college or free program so that you can get the skills you need to get
Get the skills you need. Yeah.
the salary you want.
So are these some of the things that you teach the women, or just the men or women that you talk to? Are these some of the skills that you teach them as well?
Well, yes, I've taught it in the past, but when it's a topic is brought up or somebody act requested, I teach it again. So
Okay.
what I teach mostly now is entrepreneurship
Okay.
and different business development topics, far as the business foundation, managing your business finances, um, marketing, email marketing is key, social media marketing. So some of the services we have available, if you want to file your business, you want to get incorporated by your corporate kid, get trademark. We have that under business solutions. We have business
Mhm.
opportunities. Um, what else we have? Business funding. You can apply for business funding.
Mhm.
We have several different programs we're working on. We have a goal setting program that we work with a small group of women to achieve different, whatever your goals are. And some of those goals are, most of the time people are looking for help with, to understand their finances because everybody's
Right.
situation is different,
Yeah.
right? So recently, like me personally, I'm learning about investing. So I'm not in a position to teach anybody about investing. I can teach you what
Right.
I've done so far, um, but it's not enough because I can't say it's worked for me yet, right?
Right.
So that's investing. So I stay in my lane because I'm not teaching you what I don't
Right.
I can't guarantee. So I stick with the business development and I share personal experiences that help me to during the time I built my business. So Real Sisters Rising is going to be 19 years old this May, right?
Oh
So I've been
wow.
doing it for
Wow.
so long that so many different things I've done talked about, especially see when I first started, my children were younger and most of the women that I was building with, their children were around the same age. So we did talk a lot about, the balance between family and, business. Now, those women have grown with me and our children, well, I don't have any grandchildren, but their children have children. So now they grandparents, right?
Oh wow.
And so now certain topics are not um requested because that's not, what
Mhm.
they're asking for. So everybody's like, how to build my business, how to do this, how to do that. So, I bring them, if it's for me, if it's something I can teach them, I teach. If it's something I need to bring someone else, like say if you wanted to learn about investing or real estate, NFTs, I'm gonna bring someone in that can talk
Oh,
about
okay.
it, right?
Okay.
Um, Business finances, I teach what I can because there's certain levels of business finance. Accounting has to come in and talk to tax strategies. You need to talk to a preparer, an accountant, a CPA. I
Okay.
will. I'm not. I'm not qualified to teach you about taxes.
Now,
And
does it matter what type of business it is in order for you to take one of these classes or one of these or
no,
join
it
in?
don't matter if you become a member. We have 3 different level memberships. So my recommendation for the membership levels, the first one is bronze. In the bronze membership, I would recommend for someone who's just starting out in business because with the memberships, you get monthly reports to your email that shares more business advice, right? Or more business strategies. So
Okay.
bronze, you would get something on the basic level. The diamond membership is more for someone who's a little bit more experienced, and the
Okay.
destiny
Mhm.
membership is more for someone who's a little that's experienced. They're a leader, but they still need a little help, right?
Okay.
But they're positioned to now partner with me where they can bring do trainings and things like that.
Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
one of the other things I read is about how you guys actually teach about leadership.
Yeah, because I have leaders. We have an active chapter in South Carolina, right?
Oh
We
wow.
had well we once had multiple chapters. We are in the process of looking for chapter presidents. So if you someone and you want to have a chapter in your local area, let me know. But I teach leadership because we need more leaders to step up, right? And as
Absolutely.
a chapter president or any leadership position, I want you to just having that title alone and you go somewhere and you say you're a chapter president, it puts you in a position of
And
leadership in your community,
yeah, it
right?
does. It does.
You
Absolutely.
can
Yeah.
get you could get in more doors than someone who's just a regular, person outside by saying you running a chapter of this type of, thing.
Mhm.
So but for chapter presidents and stuff, my goal is to get you out there as a leader. So once you get acclimated in your position, we recommend participating with other organizations, their networking events and business trainings they have. Become a speaker And some people be like, how do I, reach out to this? So we teach you how to knock on doors, basically.
Okay.
So I have some people who are not speakers, so certain things are not for them, right? So if you're not a speaker and you don't want to speak in front of people, I'm not going to push that on. But if you are someone, if you want to leaders and you want to speak, all right, these are the organizations in your area that have speaking opportunities, right?
Oh wow.
So every
Okay.
leader is different, so I can't, I won't do I won't recommend the same thing for everybody.
Everybody,
But
I
Right.
at
got
one
you.
time, I never wanted to speak to nobody. I just wanted to be behind the scenes. I actually hired
Right.
Sister Belinda to be the face of the organization. She was the vice president. But you know what? She thought it was so cute, but she wasn't showing up for nothing. She said, I just figured it was cute next to
Belinda,
vice president was
Belinda.
cute next to my name.
Ooh.
Mm-mm.
So
Well,
I
I
I
fired
see
her.
saw,
you speak. I
I
see you
saw
And,
something
speak
about a
out.
60-day commitment.
huh?
Can you hear me? I saw something about a 60-day commitment under the program.
Yes, the 60-day commitment workshop is coming up. We're going to be starting in April. The registration form is not up yet, because we doing some tweaking on the workbook. But the
Okay.
60-day commitment workshop is coming up, and what
What is
that
that about?
is, for 8 weeks we work with a small group of women who have goals, and you work like you set your goals, and every week we meet, but in between the weeks you meet with your accountability partner. You pair people up, and you break down what your goal is and what steps you need to do to complete those goals.
Okay.
And we basically be your cheerleaders and help you with maybe resources you may need, help you with encouragement. You may have a goal to do something, but you just don't know how to do it. So we
Right.
work together to help you learn how to do it, right?
Okay.
So
I
somebody
like
may
that.
want to get into real estate, right? Say, I want to
Yeah.
get into real estate. That's one of my goals. Okay, what area in real estate? Somebody might be like, oh, I didn't know there was different areas, right? So, you are getting educated as well as accomplishing your goals. And then to me, the best part is those who finish, we celebrate you together, right? We celebrate, even if you reached a small goal, a small milestone, we celebrate together.
Okay.
I like that. I like that.
Okay.
That's
If
kind of like something. Go ahead.
no, I wanted it to go down a little bit. I saw something else. Go ahead, Black Rose.
One of my friends, she
No,
kind of does something
go
like
up,
that where she does an entrepreneurship program,
up a little bit,
and
right there.
she gets a bunch of, she did teenagers at first, and then she did adult, and she does an entrepreneurship program, and I think it's about 6 to 8 weeks or something like that, and she helps them with getting like their business off the ground. What can they do? How to network, how to have great customer service. But I would definitely give her this information, because I think that'd be something beneficial for her too. She could probably be a chapter president for all that, because she does about the same thing that you guys do. And I think that'll definitely be beneficial for her and what she has
Mm-hmm.
going on. What's that, Kia? Sandra said, Kia, can you
Sandra.
make sure I get this website?
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
The
I'll send it
website
to you.
is realsistersrising.com.
Yeah, Nate will
What do
put it back up there, Sandra, if you got something to write with, or if you want to put it into your phone, he'll put it back up there. But before
if
he
you're
goes
interested in
off,
doing something?
I
I
do want
saw
to say
something.
this, I
Hmm?
don't know if you can see this book here, The CEO System. It's my favorite book. But it talks about
That's on your site too?
yes, this
Nice.
is my solo book. This book is told me it's not, all the other books are
Wow.
collaboration projects. I have Life of Entrepreneur. I have several books. I have about 10 books or something like that. Right?
Nice.
So this book
We can't,
here, we talk
we can't
about
see it.
the business foundation. Is in the beginning, talks about as an entrepreneur, you want to make sure your health is together. It's so much information in this book. So I do recommend, if you want to, get your business going, this is the book I would recommend. It's the CEO System. It's on realsistersrising.com. You can get this book. But all of them talk about entrepreneurship in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, during the pandemic, I think we produced like 3 other books. So one book, the Sisters Inspiring Sisters. This book became an Amazon best-selling book for in 4 different categories. And this one I talk about leadership. This is several different authors in this book. It's a lot of
Oh
authors
wow.
here. This is the
Okay.
most recent book. So,
Mhm.
depending on what you're looking for, I think I got a book for that.
I like that. I like that.
So we
Whatever
got a
your
new
area
book
of
coming
expertise.
out called A Child with a Child. I'm going to be talking about um, having a child at a young age. Even though 19, it's
Ooh, I
not that
like
young,
that.
it's young, right? But the book is for, if even they're also looking for co-authors for that book. If you were a teen mom, because the book is going to an
Me.
organization, um,
Me.
the organization to help. It's an organization called Pure Heart, and their focus is for teen to help teen moms, right? So this book is stories from us that's grown already who were teen moms to give these books to current teen moms to help them
Oh,
with
I
Mm,
current
like
okay.
struggles.
that.
Okay.
I
So
like that. I like that.
I really wanted to just bring attention really quick for everybody who wasn't, if you weren't paying attention. I noticed that, in the program part, when they clicked on the programs, that next to like the membership, it had no age limit. So when you think about a lot of you guys who have kids that you're trying to grow into young entrepreneurs, this might be an opportunity for them as well.
yeah, there's no age limit. I am going to say the age range of the membership currently is, I'm going to say, um, from like age 28 to 65.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Um,
I mm.
I don't believe I have anybody much younger than that. Not right now. But not saying that I wouldn't accept them.
Yeah, that's what I was
They
gonna
not
say.
they not just not here right now.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So with the teen book, the teen mom book that you're doing, um, what was the basis behind that? I know you said a lot of y'all were teen moms yourself. Because for me, I wanted to start a business, which is why I started I.Am.She for not only for women but also for teenage mothers. With me being a teen mom myself, I wanted to, find a way to give back and to reach back into giving back to young girls. And you don't necessarily have to be a teen mom, the teenagers in general, letting them know that there's so much more out here that you can do. Being a mother at a young age is very, very hard, you know, especially for people like me who live in this city where a lot of our mothers are either on drugs or still is on drugs. So, a lot of the girls out here, they don't have that support. They don't have that background. They don't have the people to motivate and support them. So what
Right.
made y'all decide to do that book?
So I'm a just like I said, the organization is very new. It's a nonprofit based in South Carolina called Pure at Heart. I'm one of the board members, and the young lady who is putting this project together, she is doing it because, like you said, she want to help. She was a teen mom, and she wanted to do something to help the teen moms of now, of today, to help them get assistance and help them get information on, how to do certain things, how, just how to get through life, right?
Yeah,
And us
yeah.
sharing our stories will something might click for someone, right? Um, so like we all grew up with different lifestyles, right? So my story might be similar to your story. However, I handle the situation different.
Differently. Yeah, yeah,
We had the same
yeah.
story um, outline, but the way you handle it is
The way
different.
we
So
is
somebody
different.
might read somebody's story that resonates with you, and that might be the person who inspires you. I also have like a book, Confessions of a Wealthy Mom, Confessions of a Domestic Violence Survivor. So those books right there will help someone else who have dealt with those types of situations, right? There's stories in people sharing those stories who are at the time they wrote the book was still going through those situations,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So if you reading it
Yes.
and you trying to figure out how to navigate life and you're a teen mom, somebody's story will help you. Might not be everybody's story, but somebody's story will inspire someone to
Yeah.
get through having to have like a teen. Like if you're a teen mom, you got to go to school, you got to go to
Gotta go
work,
to school. Gotta go to work.
you want to hang out with your friends.
Yeah.
You know, you need pampers. You got to figure it out. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, some people need to figure out where for a roof over their head because they don't want to go to a shelter.
Right.
You know, all shelters are not, very safe.
Conducive for an environment
Not at
for kids
all.
like that, or
Right.
and even for young women like that.
Right. So once you become a mom, no matter how old you are, it's not about you no more.
It's
It
about the
is
baby.
about your children's safety. Like if you're homeless and it's just you by yourself, you can go sleep at a friend's house. You can go sleep here and figure it out. Sleep in your car. But when you got kids, you don't want them doing that. You want them to have a dedicated location for them to be restful because kids need stability. So as a teen mom, sometimes they get kicked out their homes because they had a child. Um, the boyfriend broke up with them or they wasn't even with them. So, a lot happens as a teen. And, it's challenging as an adult to navigate life with children, trying to balance life, work, husband, boyfriend, want to still do girls' day and brunch and stuff. And you have kids, you want a business, you want a job, just life, right? So as a teen, when you haven't even really gotten into how to do stuff, life, you're still trying to figure out how to wipe your tail the right way.
Yeah.
So you are not got to teach somebody else how to wipe their tail.
Definitely.
So us being encouraging, sharing these stories in the book is hopes to help someone someone who's in a current situation of having a child and not having the right energy around them, right?
Yeah, the right people
around them.
Yeah, I love that. That definitely just pulled at my heartstrings because, like I said, I'm being a teen mom is one of the biggest decisions that I've ever made in my entire life. Thank God I only had one behind that, but it's like you have more you got girls who 16 with 2 and 3 kids,
Kids,
and
right.
it's happening right here. I don't know about, New York, and I'm sure it's probably a little bit more than here in Baltimore, but I know girls who was like 16, 17 walking around with 2 kids, and it's like, how are you taking care of these children? And most of them are doing the generational thing of getting on welfare because that's all they know. Their mothers and their fathers or whoever didn't teach them to go back to school, to fight for yourself, because at the end of the day, all you have is you. All your children have are you. You got a bunch of friends who are like, oh my God, it's so cute. Let me hold your baby. But ain't nobody gonna
But then they gone.
Ain't nobody gonna babysit your baby. Because your friends want to go out,
Right.
And not even that. If they babysit, you know your friends, right?
You know your friends, yeah.
And your friend may not be a good babysitter.
Right, that's true.
She's 16 her damn self, yeah. She's 16 trying to change a little 5-month-old baby. She don't know what's going on.
Right, your friend don't have no kids, so they don't know how to take care of kids. How they gonna take care of kids?
Exactly. And you a kid yourself trying to take care of a kid.
So we talked about in Confessions of a Wealthier Mom, we talked about that, generational with, generational, the grandmother, the mother, the daughter, everybody's getting
okay.
So it's
everybody on welfare.
Of a certain age, like go get your welfare so you can go to get apartment, or they tell you go to a domestic violence shelter or go to a shelter so you could get your apartment with those.
So you can get you an apartment, It's so crazy, and even still, like to go a little bit deeper than that, it's crazy how the government even set it up because my mama was living in Section 8, so if I go down there, I've been staying with her for 2 years. I go down there, I can automatically get on the list, and I'm gonna get me a house. You know, that's
I
how they
didn't know
doing it. You know, that's how it is here. Like if your parent or somebody you live with, say like for a year or two, and they lived in a project, they got this thing called MBQ, where you can go down to the MBQ office and say, "Oh, I lived in the project with my grandmother for 2 years," and they put you on the list and you got housing. You know, it's so crazy how it just stay in generations. Like it's just generational.
Yeah.
They
Now,
don't want to move out the hood.
I would say if someone needs it, right, fine. But get it and use it as a stepping stone. Don't stay
Using it as a stepping stone. Don't stay
right.
there.
If you have a child young, you may need to get public assistance. You may need
Right.
You may need
the shelter. You may need these
Right.
things to get you on a balanced level, so you can,
Absolutely. I was thinking that.
like I don't know if it's everywhere, but in New York, they pay for childcare, so you can go
Yeah.
to school and so you can work. Right? So yes, it's
Yeah.
a situation that's needed because if you don't have childcare, you can't work. You can't go to school, so you won't be able to better yourself. They have a lot of free programs here that help. It's just that there are people who get these programs, get these services, and stay there.
Yeah.
Or
Right?
you can use it, or you can use the programs, like you said. You don't necessarily have to stay in the programs, but you can use the programs when we look at balance and on a financial side. If you're paying $50 a month for rent and you get in, food stamps and things like that, I know that they watch your like your account, but they got
No.
cash at they got a lot of it. You can just hold,
Girl,
keep
they
the
don't watch
money and
that.
they don't. I thought they
You
looked.
get your TC, you get your little money, they get their little money on their TCA card, they go right to the bank machine, take all that money off, and
Oh
they spending
wow.
it.
No, I
Yeah.
thought they
Like
no,
they
not like your account. Like when you go first apply for like welfare, they ask you if you have like savings and checkings accounts and how much you have in
you
there.
really think they telling that you really think they
I
putting it
don't
on the
know.
application?
I don't know, but what I'm saying is the point is if your
I
rent
get what
is
you're
fifty
saying.
dollars a month, you can be stacking that money. You can use that money to create a better situation for yourself without
Exactly.
them knowing or paying or being able to, if they are, because there are certain states where they do that. Like I know for Social Security they do that. They monitor your
Yeah.
income and stuff like that, so you
I
can
think more so
use.
for Social Security they do it, but not
Yeah,
for
so you
TCA.
can use that money. You don't necessarily have to report it to them, but you can use that to build. If you're only paying
You
fifty
can
dollars
use
a
it to
month, you get finance, you getting food stamps, you getting cash assistance. They paying for your home energy. Build your money.
yeah.
Use that
Build your
money.
money.
Use
But
that money and
honestly speaking, sometimes people say I'm a little bit cold hearted because when someone gives excuses about something,
right.
I don't always believe them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've seen people who have Section 8 and their rent is very low, and they have a good job, they have a car, they have every expensive bag, their hair stay done,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they got an eviction notice,
Then they
Oh
got an eviction
wow.
notice. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They on the welfare line and they be the main one yelling and screaming at the workers,
Yeah.
right?
Because
Then I
how
have
dare you
people
cut my
who,
TCA? How dare you cut my food stamp?
right? I feel like this. If that's you, just be humble. Just relax, sit there, relax, right? But you halfway there, right? So I don't know the person's or anybody's income level, but you halfway there. So if you can focus on getting your car, if you can focus on getting your hair done, your nails done, getting bags, get focused where you can begin building your life to where you don't need the government program. Because what happens,
Yeah.
the government, they know you, they all in your business. Whether they call you out for it now or they call you out
Or
for it
later.
later,
Later, right.
they're gonna call you out. A
Right.
situation like my mom, right? When we were younger, she had got welfare some time for us. My sister was dating someone, and the guy won the lotto or something, but he didn't have papers, so he asked her to go to,
The lottery office for him
yeah.
to cash
So
in his
because
ticket.
she used her name, my sister's a grown woman, but because she used her name, the state, whoever, they took the money that my mother was getting on welfare all those years out his lottery winnings.
Oh wow.
No.
So they're gonna come back for you.
Wow.
Yes, they're gonna
That
come
is
back.
Wow.
crazy.
And then my
'Cause
mom
they-
got money from my grandmother passing away. They took some of the money from that years later.
wow.
They come back for you till they get all their money.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So
That's crazy.
with people thinking they're getting away with something, you might be able to get away with it for now, but eventually it's gonna come back to you.
It's gonna
So
come back
I
to
just
you.
say if you're in a position where you can financially get off of welfare or not use government assistance, right?
Mhm.
Now, like I said, you got to be in position. So if you had that focus to get a car, the focus to get a new bag, the
That's
focus
what
to
I was
get
about
your
to say.
hair done and nails done every week, have the same focus, the same
Have
energy
that same
to
focus.
better your life, right? To better your life for
Yeah.
your kids. And then as you're going and growing, teach them. That's the thing that we missed when in my growing up. Our parents kept everything for adults. Like, kids couldn't
Yeah.
hear this or kids couldn't hear that, right? So we're our lifestyle, our culture now, everything is on the internet. So teach
Yeah.
your children. If you learn how to keep a job and get promoted, teach your children what did you do to get promoted. If it was something that was legitimate, teach your children. If you went through the process of buying a car, teach your children how to buy a car, right? Those
Definitely.
handbags, like Louis Vuitton and stuff like that, they become vintage where
Yeah.
they can become assets. So you can will those assets to your children where later down the line they can resell it if they need it.
I like that.
So think about the stuff that you're buying, the things that you're doing, so you can teach. You start
Mhm.
building if you're working on your credit, the steps that you taking, write it down. Talk to your kids. Look, I'm trying to build my credit. This is what I'm doing. I'm paying off these bills. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Teach your children as you're going because you're planting seeds in their heads.
You're planting seeds in their head. Yeah.
We have so many. I heard you say this earlier. We have so many young children. Our youth are starting businesses, right? We come from the age where our parents or somebody used our name on bills, right? To keep the phone on, to pay
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now it would it these children because on that once you turn 17 and 18 you could call the company and say that wasn't me, I'm too young for that, and show proof of your age and they'll wipe that out. But I don't know how it is now, but right
I
now
don't know how
children
it is
are
now.
so
Yeah.
more um out there with businesses and learning different things that about life and talking about credit now that you hear it more because it's online and your children are online. So if this
Yeah.
is something that you're doing for yourself, sit down with your children, talk about it. Yeah, if you sit down at a table for dinner, let that be the time you have a family discussion. Let them know, oh, the reason why I can't buy y'all these things is because I'm working on my credit so we can buy a house or we can live better
Absolutely.
or whatever the goal is. Sit down with your family and talk about it, right?
Absolutely.
If you have sisters and brothers, say, hey, let's do this together, right?
My mother does
An
that.
idea to start a business. Sit down with your family and talk about it. They may not want to be a part of it, but at least they know what you're doing.
Right.
Like when I had my first conference, let me tell you something. Well, I helped a friend of mine have a conference, right? And my family was always like, you need to get a job, you need to do this, because they didn't understand what I was doing.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
came to the conference, the impact that they had at this conference, that I had with this conference, and my family seen it. From that moment on, they became so supportive of what I was doing in my business. But it took for them to see. It didn't take for them to see me with a car, a house, it took for them to actually see what I was doing for other people,
Yeah. Right.
right? So sometimes that's what it takes for your family to become supportive. And
Right.
sometimes I post on my personal Facebook page where it's mostly family and friends about different things for my business. And sometimes I just be like, I don't want to do that because, they not as responsive, right? But what somebody inboxed me said, no, you keep doing that because somebody is watching and taking notes just because they're not seeing you.
Yeah.
Right.
And I learned that. So I don't go in there and put a lot of business stuff, but I put certain things to plant a seed in their head, right? But then I
Definitely.
go on my business page and rock out with my business.
Right.
I'm networking and I'm doing all kinds of things. So
Definitely.
you want to keep your family in the
In the
know. You
loop.
want to build
Yeah.
together. Like I said,
Yeah.
you can focus on the material things. Focus on the material things that's going to create assets. People are buying these little dogs now, right? I
Mm-hmm.
know y'all see they are so expensive because people are using them as assets.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dogs
That's
are
what I
Yep.
now
said.
becoming assets.
That's what I said I was going to do with Gemma once we move into a bigger place to take the dog and breed. That's an asset. Take the dog and breed for other
Right.
dogs.
So I got a dog, I rescued a dog here in January. I actually got 3 dogs here that I'm looking for homes for the other 2. But I give them away. I don't sell them
Oh
because I
wow.
rescue them. Right. But my dog, I got him in June, and I said because dogs cost so much to take care of,
Yes, they are.
I was gonna create him a blog, make him a sponsor for something. He got a
Oh
page where I'll take pictures of him, but I don't be doing that because he's so laid back. He don't be doing much.
yeah.
He's 6 or 7 years old, something like that. So he don't do too
Oh.
much. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just take care of you. You could just live here rent free, you know. But a lot of people are turning their animals into an asset. Um,
Right.
even if it's a cat, right? And your cat eats a certain cat food. People are doing
That's a good
TikToks
idea.
and Instagram and talking about it and becoming sponsors of that.
That is a
And
good
basically,
idea.
the cat becomes an asset now,
That's a
right?
good idea.
Right.
So
Right.
you just gotta flip what you're doing
That
and
is a really
make
good
it
idea.
not a liability, make it an asset. Because when you have liabilities, you're not growing, you just spending and you
You
stay in
just
the hole,
spending. Yep.
right? You want to
Yep.
get out the hole, and you got to
I
look at the things that you have in your life.
I
You
wanted
know,
to just touch back on, when you talk about like the assets. Another thing that my mother taught me, a lot of people, everybody use Cash App, everybody know what Cash App is. If you notice when you in Cash App, this little thing pops up that asks you if you want to invest in like a company, and Nike, Taco Bell, whatever like that. So one of the things that my mother gave me advice on, and so this is what she does for the kid's birthday. So like you said, turning these into assets. So for instance, she gave me the example, like instead of you like Gucci, or you like Chanel, instead of buying the Chanel, go invest in the stock.
absolutely.
Go invest in a stock. Why not make money off of something that you like rather than to have them
Mhm.
take all the money from you? So what she started doing is every time the kid's birthday come around, she will send them $25 to invest in one of the stocks on Cash App for them to pick. So I sit down with them, I let them pick, oh, I like Jordan, I like Nike, I like Taco Bell, I like McDonald's, I like Disney World. Even my 5-year-old, she just sees the logos like, oh, Disney World, Mickey. She doesn't understand, but later on it's gonna, eventually work out for her in the long run. But that's just something that she taught me to do. So she sends the money to them for their Cash App, and we sit down, we go through, the things on Cash App, and they choose a stock to invest in. And it's only $25. And then
Right.
I just keep, when they get their allowance, they take a little bit out of their allowance, they put it on my Cash App, and they invest in. They continue to invest in these stocks.
So like I said, I'm not a stock person or anything like that. But what I do want to share about what I did learn on a basic level um, with stocks. So if you're looking into stocks, there's a different ways to look at stocks. but there are stocks that pay dividends, and that means they pay you a little bit every month or every quarter or even every year, um, some money. So they have to, a company that pays dividends, they have to share a certain percentage of their profits with their stockholders, right?
Okay.
So it's called dividends. So if you know, you can look at the stocks that you are invested in, look and see if they paying out dividends, right?
Oh.
Um, so some people, they invest a lot of money in companies, and because these companies pay out dividends. I'm not
Right.
sure all the companies, so I'm not going to mention any of the companies.
Yeah.
There's a group on Facebook called Stock and Stilettos. It's mostly women in the group, but they share a
Wow.
lot of information. It's a really great resource. And the other thing I wanted to say is, although Cash App is a great resource, and all these investing brokerage firms that apps, they're great. However, if they shut down, you will have a problem with your money, right? So it was in I was in a training, and they said, think about getting an account with like TD Trade, E Trade,
Mm-hmm.
something like more of a financial institution that you have
Mm-hmm.
more control over your assets. Um, so like there was a situation with Robinhood a few months ago last year.
Yeah.
You know, people couldn't get into their accounts, and it was just a whole big
Yeah.
problem with
Yeah.
that. And the
Mm-hmm.
other thing is with Robinhood, I had moved off of Robinhood because I learned in stocks and stilettos, like if you pass away, your your beneficiaries are not able to get the
Oh wow.
money or your investments. So with these apps,
Really?
they don't have a lot of the things that you need. So you don't want to
Okay.
build all this at or build up these assets, investments and stuff like that, and have money sitting there, and then you go pass away, and then you can't leave it to your children, right, or your family, or whoever's in charge of your estate. So think about that when you going into these apps. See, read the fine lines. Read
Yeah,
the
that's what I
policy.
agree.
Read it, because your goal is to create generational wealth. So you want to make
Yeah.
sure that you put this information in your will, your trust for your children. But if they can't access it, based off of a policy that we didn't realize, it's like you just threw money out the window.
Money out the window.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right.
So yes,
Absolutely.
stocks and
Yeah.
stilettos is a great resource for learning about investing. Also, I would say there's a YouTube channel. These guys are so amazing. Called it's called Earn Your Leisure. They share a lot of information on money, businesses, and everything. So
Mm.
check them out. That's Stocks and Stilettos on Facebook and Earn Your Leisure on
Earn
YouTube.
your
You
leisure.
too.
Oh, okay.
You
My
too.
son is doing into a lot of investing, and he's on Robinhood. Um, he definitely be putting me down with some of the things that he do, and he shows me the ropes. And I'd be like, that's good, because I don't know where he got it from. Probably, well, I think when he moved to California for school is when he really got into investing, and he
Mm-hmm.
met one of his friends. I think there was investing, and they got him into doing it. So I feel like I told him that's a good thing. He'll take a percentage of his checks every week, and he'll take that money and invest it, and he'll show me like, look what I did this week in my stocks or whatever. I'll be like, okay, it looked like Chinese, but okay, that's good. I don't know what the hell he's showing me, but I be
Yeah.
encouraging him, keep doing it. Keep going.
Right.
Yes,
And it's a good thing to me. I think that for him to branch out and do that, I'm in awe of him every day, of the things that he just learns how to do on his own, and sometimes
Yeah.
with my advice as well. I'm just in awe of him.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just
One of the
awe.
other things is that I was learning last year. Well, I've been researching for a while, but last year I really was paying attention to um, REITs, and REITs is real estate investment trust,
Oh
and
yeah.
um, that's when you investing into, 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 um Well, my interest was hotel investing.
Oh,
Because
okay.
I'm like, I want to own a hotel, but I don't want to be the one, operating the
Yeah,
hotels and stuff
hotel,
like that,
yeah.
right? So somehow I found this a young lady. She's a young black woman hotel owner. She owned like two or three, I think now. And I found her on, I think from Earn Your Leisure, or I found her on Instagram, and I started following her. She had a challenge. So her challenge was she wanted to help more black people become hotel owners in 2021. So her goal
Ooh.
was 221 hotel owners, whether you own the hotel or invest in it. So what happened? I ended up investing in REITs for hotels.
Mm.
So
Hmm.
I have an investment, and if what happened with REITs is like you're not investing in one piece of property, one property or one company. You're investing in a host of companies. So it'd be like if you have a certain type of REIT, um, it's a host of companies that say if my name is ShaChena and I'm a REIT, right? And I'm own a whole
Mhm.
bunch of these companies, and you invest in that REIT, you are investing in all these companies, not just one company. So
Oh, okay.
so so the hotel REIT that you invest in is you investing in a host of hotels of that particular REIT.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
So, so you can like say for instance, you might invest in say the Marriott, right? But if you invest in
Yeah.
it, you are invested in a company that owns maybe a Marriott, a Hilton, or this or that, or that, or that, or that,
Oh,
or several Marriott
okay.
someplace. That's what happened. So I
Okay.
took interest in that last year,
Okay.
and
Now, go ahead. I'm sorry.
with REITs, you can also invest in apartment buildings, malls,
Oh, wow.
hospitals, UPS. I mean, it's the post office, USPS. You can invest in storage companies. You can
Really?
invest in timber. You can invest in so many different things in the REIT sector.
One of the
Wow.
things that I wanted to share that I wanted to also touch on when you when since we're talking about investing, a lot of people just be scared to spend their money. Like you have to
Mhm. You got to take the
money.
risk, though. You have to take
Yes.
that risk. You have to
A
take that
lot
risk.
of people be so scared. Like there are investments where you can invest so minimal. You don't have to put too much into it where you don't even see that it's missing. I mean, but you have to be willing to put that money out there. You can't
But I think
think you're gonna
in
get
order to
something back
make
for
the money,
nothing.
I think in order to make the money, you got to spend a little bit more, if I'm not mistaken.
See,
I
this
don't
is
know
the
how it go.
thing. You know,
I don't know.
the topic is about balance. So it's about balance. If you plan to invest, create a
Yeah.
separate account where you put money in there every week, every month, however often. And when you're ready to invest, only use that money. Because what happens, a lot of people invest all their money and
Yeah.
they're like, I don't have money for my rent. They may
Yeah.
investing,
Yeah.
just like entrepreneurship, it's risky, and
It's
there's no
risky.
guarantees. Like I've been building this
Yeah.
business for 19, 20 years, and it's not always successful. I have
Mhm.
failures, I have successes, and so it's a risk, right? Just like going to work is a risk. You might go and work and they say, "Oh, we shutting down," or you
Right.
fire you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
risk.
Yeah.
So
It's a
investing is a
risk.
risk, and if you want to take that risk, make sure you do it the right way. Put money aside for that risk. Don't just take all your money. Don't let nobody tell you to take all your money and invest it in anything. If you have to have a backbone, because people will do that, put money to aside. No matter what, if you're going to start a business, you're going to do whatever, create a separate account. I don't care if the account is called a white envelope. Put it aside and then do your research and then make your decision. Or if you don't know, like I said, I gave you some resources. Reach out to people who are running those groups and stuff and ask questions. They may lead you to
Yeah.
the right person that can really
Yeah.
guide you. Like I'm not the right person to guide you. I only could tell you what I know, but what I do know is don't invest all the money that you have that you need for your daily well-being. You have to put money aside.
You have to put
and
money
plan
aside.
that out.
Right.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Nate said also invest in your community. You know, tons of people that need funding. Yeah. We know
But you still gotta
tons
do your research for that because people there's a lot of fraud going on. Right?
A lot of fraud, yeah.
So again, reach out to the people who know and say you want to. I know you live in Baltimore, right? There's a lot of real estate opportunities I hear in Baltimore on rebuilding certain areas.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if somebody come down the street and they say to you, "Listen, we about to buy this building," whatever, and give you, and it sounds good, and you like, yeah, but I've been wanting to invest in this and I want to do that, and you start investing in this person, and next you know that person disappears. You just met this person out of nowhere, right? So it's best for you to do your research. Right. I mean, they got county offices to give you the information. It's a lot of Facebook groups out here, a lot of resources out here. Do your research. Find out if the person that you working with is legitimate, if the opportunity projects are legitimate, so that way you can still build with the community, help your community grow, but you're doing it in a way where you are safe, right? From getting scammed. There's a lot of scams.
Right. Yeah, a lot of scammers.
Like there was a scam that was just on the news about Cash App. Somebody did a Cash App scam on some lady on the internet. It was on the news, and they got her for a couple $1,000s or something like that.
Oh wow!
I remember the little pyramid scheme that was going on too. Like the girl at my job tried to get me to get into it. She got one of my other coworkers to do it. It was like, oh, you put your $25 up, I put my $25 up, and then we turned $25 into $500. Like what? That don't even make sense, you know? And it's like they were like, oh, they're running like a little happy hour special where you put up 10, you can get 100. So my coworker ended up putting like $175 into this thing, and he got no money. So I'm looking at him, and I'm looking at her. I'm like, well, you might want to ask her where your money at. You know, her like mother-in-law or something was.
But did he read the fine print? Did he read the fine print? He should have read the fine print.
If you get in on it, we can move our $100 up to 1,000. Girl, I'm not putting my money in that crack. I'm not doing that. No. Them pyramid schemes when the pandemic hit was on heavy. Like they was doing them heavy.
Yeah, you gotta be
getting me with that.
People on the internet scam. I mean, even in the hotel group that I'm in, there's people that keep saying, you know, they have or they want to create other groups of investors because they have hotel leads and stuff like that. And some of them don't seem right, you know. Some of them don't seem like credible. So the person, the young lady, she said, because I guess people were messaging her and letting her know that, you know, what was going on. And she said, you know what? I put this group together. So if y'all feel uncomfortable with a situation, or if you're not sure of somebody's credibility, reach out and let us know. So we will let you know. Because there is a lot of fraud out there. Somebody can say something so amazing and make it so bad.
And make it so what?
And what happens is now you done tainted somebody's thought and idea of reaching their goals. Right? So I'm just saying, people as adults, we have to do our own research, due diligence, and do our own research. Anything that you're interested in, do your research. Find out if it's the right move for you to make that investment. Like I always tell people, even if, you know, my membership fees are not a lot, you know, it's very affordable. However, if you have second thoughts about clicking that button to pay me to invest, do your research.
Do your research.
You can research me. I'm Google-licious. You can research me. You know,
you Google-licious.
that. I didn't just come out nowhere and put up a website and say, hey, pay me.
And say, hey, yeah, come pay me to help you out,
Right.
And actually, my mom made a post one day on Facebook, and she said, I'm tired of you teaching people for free. They got to start paying you. You need to start giving out certificates and start getting certificates. I'm like, excuse me.
How are you to check me?
I got to teach something for free so people can see that I'm credible in what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I can't just go out of, come out of nowhere and start charging people all this money, and they never even had a taste test.
Right.
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 So I got to give them a taste test so they can say, oh, okay, she know what she's talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So when you do your research and you see that I'm Googleicious and I'm credible,
I like that.
then you click the button. You'll buy the book. You'll come to my events. You'll listen to me on podcast.
You'll
Right?
listen
So
to
I just want to encourage people. I don't care what it is you're doing. Research and
research.
take your same energy for your job. Take the same energy to buy the car. Take the same energy to buy the bags to get to your next level in life, where the government is not all in your business, even though they in our business, but they ain't in your business, right?
Right.
So you have more control of the things you do in your life. You don't have to feel like you're sneaking around your own house to have something because the government is saying you could only make this amount or you only could do this.
You can only do
people that work, but they say, well, I can't make more than that because I'm gonna lose my Section 8 or I'm gonna lose this or I'm gonna lose that. Right?
It's the losing my disability for me, or I can't make a certain amount because I'm gonna lose my check every month.
Right.
Yeah.
So do your research, find out what you need to do to get out of these situations. The way our culture is right now, it's so many opportunities. It's really so much opportunity.
So many
opportunities to create an ebook and sell this ebook to 10 to 20 people and make some extra money. Right? Pay off a cell phone bill, pay a car note. You have money to pay for your children to go on school trips, and this extra money can help somebody do something.
Definitely,
right?
Definitely.
So think outside the box, find out what works for you. I mean, I still sell Avon. Avon been around for many, many, many years. I have a book.
Avon been around for 100 years.
At least. You can go on the website. My website. I don't go around knocking on people's doors or anything, but I have it.
Right.
There's so many opportunities for people. You like jewelry? Join a jewelry company and start selling jewelry.
They got paparazzi. You can do paparazzi.
Right.
They have all these different things.
Makeup.
Or you can make your own.
So many different ways you can make money. Like, I look at the people on TikTok. They sit at home and they do their nails at dark, and they do this all day, and they whisper to the microphone. Like, you can do that all day.
Braid hair. You know how to do twists.
Braid your hair on live. You can do anything.
Right. Definitely.
My daughter does makeup videos.
Wow.
To get a sponsor. Right?
Yeah.
You're not even making it. You're just doing what you do every day.
You doing what you do
some
every day.
company want to sponsor you so you can do a video.
Yeah.
So what
you
she's
can try
doing now,
product.
she works at Pandora. Now she's doing, because Pandora is a franchise. So now she's doing for that store, she's doing their TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Wow. See? Yeah.
Right? So now her job is becoming something she can't wait to get to, because now she's doing something she really likes.
Yeah, that is really good. Oh my God.
I'm telling you, TikTok is a world of itself. There's so many people doing so much stuff on there. You be like one video I see a lot is egg peeling. Like it's like 7,000 people watching somebody peel a fucking egg. Are you serious? Somebody like the lady be loved. She got rich off eating. Yeah, she got rich off eating fucking seafood boils and shit.
Eating crabs.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so much you can do out here. Like, listen. The new thing now is making waist beads on TikTok. That's all I'm seeing now is
I see that. I keep seeing that.
It's so much you can do out here in this world. Sitting on your ass and just waiting on somebody to give it to you is not the answer.
You know what's funny about making wigs on the internet? I be laughing because when I was young, my mom used to wear wigs, right? And she showed me how to sew wigs, right? She used to sit in the house and be like, "This is how you do it," and I'm like, "I ain't wearing that."
And look at it now, a multi-billion-dollar business.
And she used to sit there and do it. Now people are doing this. Yeah. And I used to work in the shop. I used to do this stuff. I'm like, some people are like, you still get back into that. I said, no. I can't stand up all day, doing people hair no more.
Doing hair.
If
I don't want to sit in the shop all day.
If the social media was around back then,
oh my God, so much generational wealth.
So many more millionaires would have been
will be created. Yeah.
Because our parents themselves were doing so many different things, right?
Yeah.
That people today is getting paid all this money for. My mom used to sit in the window and draw the people in the block. She used to sit in the corner window on the block and just draw the block with a pencil, sketch it.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. Your mom was so talented.
Right.
Yeah, she's very talented. She likes a lot of she like graphics, art, and all this stuff.
Oh wow.
But imagine back then she could have sold her art, sold her stuff. And I swear, let me tell you something. I swear somebody owed me a lot of money because when I was young, I had this idea for the flat screen TVs, and nobody didn't know my idea. And let me tell you something. I was like this little girl. I like everything in the room perfect, and I had this big butt TV on my dresser, and I used to tell my mom I wish it was flat so I could push it all the way back to the wall. And I used to say this.
Add more space.
And then years later, here come a flat screen TV. I swear somebody owed me some money.
She said somebody owed me some money.
I swear. So that's what I say. If more of our parents, I'm not gonna say none of our parents knew this because there's a lot of people who their parents were millionaires and stuff. But if more of our parents knew about business and copywriting and trademarking and patent and knew the steps to take, there would be more millionaires.
There would be more millionaires.
Our communities.
Definitely.
Yeah. Within our community and within our families too. Within some of our families, yeah. That was awesome. But before we go, before we get you off, shout out to social medias and your website and all that.
Okay, so my social media. So I'm gonna send y'all to the Real Sisters Rising social media because I have ShaChena and I have Real Sisters Rising, and I don't want to confuse everybody.
Right.
So, the website is realsistersrising.com. We're on Facebook. We on Instagram. We on TikTok, LinkedIn under Real Sisters Rising. Any social media we do have an account there. And there will be a link to the website if you need to find us. Also, if you want to email me, my email is support@realsistersrising.com. I am very personable, so I will respond. It won't be like an assistant. It will be me responding in most cases. If you want to directly ask me a question or anything, like again, I am responsive to any questions. If you have questions after this, if anybody reach out to you, just let me know. And I know somebody asked about the book Black Brilliance. It's not on the website. The book is $20. So if someone's interested, before I get it up on the website, just again reach out to me and let me know. And I don't do Cash App. So we use PayPal and Stripe.
They're trying to ask for the Cash App. No, no Cash App.
PayPal and Stripe, no side, nothing. Keep the
no Apple Pay, no Google Pay.
Right.
There's a system in place for the business, so I keep everything in the system, so that way your records and my records is all matching.
Right. Right.
Bills. So again, I will send if you're interested in purchasing the book. What will happen is if it's not on the website yet, by the time you reach out, I'll send you an invoice through PayPal, or I'll send you my PayPal information, and you can make the payment for the book. Give me your shipping information, and I'll ship it out to you. Again, within the next 24 hours, it will be up on the website. Anything else?
No. That's all.
Thank you. You shared a lot. You shared a whole lot. Yes.
Thank
That's a
you.
lot of good
Definitely
information.
informative. Yeah,
And
very.
I would be, if you know anybody who might be interested in opening a chapter in, in Maryland. We used to have one, actually. The DC Maryland area was our biggest chapter, our first chapter. We had 50 something members. They were meeting somewhere in Maryland, I'm not sure. But when I used to come to town, we would meet in DC, downtown DC.
Okay.
But that was our first chapter, the biggest chapter, and the most
Nice.
memorable chapter we had. And that was, they did so much. They did a lot of meetups, a lot of different things for each other. And so I would like to have another chapter in that area.
Okay.
Sure. We
Okay.
could
We
definitely
will
put that out there for
definitely.
you.
Right. Thank you. Well, thank you for coming on. Like I said, I was so
Thank you,
excited to get you
ShaChena.
on
We are,
here.
I would too. And this is definitely a good look for Women's History Month.
Right.
Right. And I was
Definitely.
excited because I was like, I haven't seen my cousin since she was a baby. We
Oh,
haven't seen each other, and yeah, and she's one of the older cousins, so she would be like in my,
in your age
yeah, because
generation,
the
yeah.
other cousins,
Oh,
they call me auntie, so that's how much younger they call me auntie.
Right.
yeah, yeah.
So when she reached out to me to bring me on, I was excited. I called my mother. I was like, oh my God. So I
That's
was like,
awesome.
see, this is the point where I say, you never know who's watching what you do.
Never know.
Because if
Yeah.
she
Definitely.
wasn't seeing my stuff on Facebook, she probably would have never reached out to have me on the show.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Mhm.
That's where I always see your information. I always see you doing the seminars and stuff like that. And I just felt like, oh yeah, we gotta get her
With
on
somebody
here.
we
We
need to
gotta
talk to.
get
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
Oh, Sandra, thank you for
Thank
watching.
you.
Thank you for watching, Sandra, and thank you for
Definitely.
um being encouraged.
Yes, I love
Okay.
your audience. They're very engaging. I
They
love
Yeah,
them.
are.
very,
They
very.
are.
We love them too.
Well, thank you for
Well,
coming on.
thank you.
Hopefully I can get out there if it's not too cold. I'm allergic to the cold, but try to
I'm
get up
allergic
there
to
and
it
see
too.
you
I don't know
guys.
why I keep bringing it to New York.
I told my phone I was trying to get up there and see you guys. Also, because the kids have never been to New York, so
Oh, okay, it's
definitely have to bring
snowing.
them there.
Oh,
It's snowing and raining right now.
Yeah,
snowing and
here
raining
too. Yep.
here. Mhm.
Sleep, all kinds
Right.
of stuff right now, and it was just hot. It was like 55 degrees yesterday.
Right.
Yeah, it was just like
Right.
60 degrees outside yesterday, and it was snowing
Definitely.
today. I'm confused.
I was ready to
Definitely.
bring out
Yeah.
the patio stuff out in the backyard, and
The sun dresses and the sun hat.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So well, if
Well,
I ever
thank
come to the Baltimore, in the Maryland area, I'm definitely gonna let you know.
Definitely. Oh,
cool.
definitely.
Because
We always
I've been there a couple years ago. But one of my best friends, she used to live there. She moved back to New York, but I was out there, and I think at the time I was there, you were in North Carolina.
Yeah.
oh
Yeah, I
So,
remember there
but I
for a
was there for like a couple of days, but I haven't been back. So I know now, if I go back over there, we do have several family members that I need to connect with out there.
Well, definitely hit me up.
cool.
Definitely, and I'll meet up with you. Definitely
But
hit me
thank you,
up.
ladies. Thank you.
Thank
No
you.
problem.
Thank you to the person in the background doing the work behind the scenes.
Nate, our producer Nate.
Nate.
Yeah.
Have a good
All
day.
right.
You
You too.
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, Nate said thank you for joining us.
Oh,
Oh,
that
that
was
was
a lot
definitely a
of good
great
information.
show.
It was. It
A
was
lot
definitely.
of
I
good
wrote a
information. I'm
lot of
definitely
stuff
interested in
down.
that. I'm definitely interested in that. In that teen mom book that she's doing. That definitely caught me. Like I said,
Reach
it
out
pulled at my
to her.
heartstrings. Huh?
Reach out to her. She'll definitely communicate with you. Just reach out to her. She'll definitely communicate with you. I don't know if you got a Facebook.
Yeah.
You can find her on my Facebook. But she's always on there. She's always doing a lot of sisters rides and events and a lot of seminars and stuff. I noticed it a
Mm.
lot. And I'm like, what is this about? I gotta figure out what this is about. I need to be a part of this. But she is definitely right. Like
Yeah.
our family, like my father, like nothing but artists and entertainers and um her grandfather that she was talking about that'll be 101. It's actually my father's dad. He's taking care of him now in New York. He's still driving, girl.
That's good. He's 101 and still driving.
Girl, he's still driving. My father called me on FaceTime one day. He was driving the car.
Oh, that is so nice.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us, Sandra. Thank you. So,
Sandra, thank you for tuning in.
Real quick, again, a quick reminder that we do have quite a couple events coming up along with, I don't know if you want to tell them about the shout outs that we're allowing the business owners to do on the 26th.
Oh, so March the 26th, we're having a entrepreneur show where we're going to be highlighting Black businesses here in Baltimore, Black small businesses. So Sandra said it was meant to be absolutely. So March the 26th, if you are a business owner, you have some type of small business, we're more than happy to have you on to highlight. We're doing a spotlight. That's what we're going to call it. A spotlight on Black businesses. And we're going to just highlight it.
Okay.
They can actually stop by and come on the
show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely, they can stop by. If you want to stop by, we'll give you the address so you can come on the show. We will be more than happy to have you. April the 2nd, we're going to do our craft and sip.
Sip and craft.
We'll be
sip and craft.
Well, we'll be it's our little spin on sip and paint. Instead of sipping and painting, we're gonna be sipping and crafting some jewelry. Absolutely. How about that? Absolutely. So that will be provided and sponsored by the I.Am.She Podcast and Vashti Blue Jewelry. So we'll be on the lookout for that flyer coming out soon. And we got some other things. Like we got another event. What is it? April the 11th or 10th? April the 10th with Sandra, right? Kiss.
April the 10th. Yeah, April the 10th. I'm so sorry. 10th? April the 10th at 2:00 is with Sandra. It's called Little Bosses. It's a Little Bosses event, and pretty much what it is she's giving young entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs, a chance to kind of like a pop-up shop.
Yeah, cheering a chance. Somebody, taking a chance on a cheering.
Definitely.
That's right, Sandra. Take a chance on a cheering.
One of the vendors will actually be my daughter. It'll be her first appearance doing like a mini pop-up. So I'm so excited, even though she's not. Let me just throw this out there real quick, y'all. I was taking her to the store to get her jewelry and stuff to make her stuff. And this little girl gonna get out the car and tell V, Mommy, you go get the stuff. I'm going in the house to eat. So she might not be there. We're gonna look back at that. We're gonna no, y'all
reevaluate her entrepreneurship.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you want to reach out to us for any of these events or you want any more information on today's guest, you can hit us up in our Gmail at PodcastIAmShe@gmail.com. Remember the video that you watched today. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. It's definitely on YouTube at the Artist Exchange. And you can find us as well on I.Am.She on Facebook or Instagram, where you also can go back and look at these videos. All right, y'all, we out.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your snowy Saturday. Tomorrow, St. Patrick's Day parade at 2:00 if you guys want to come out.
You will see BlackRoses, but not KD.
I will be out there. I like supporting my little city, y'all. Y'all know I love Baltimore, so I'm supporting everything Baltimore got to give.
You stupid.
See you guys. Y'all have a great weekend. Ooh, my hair.